Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Very weak today, or let's say not weak, but boring. I mean, boring and weak, you could say, but not really coming down yet. So still consolidating in this holding pattern there. Yeah, we want to take a look at the microstructure of this C wave to the upside potentially, but let me tell you, it doesn't need another high. In the last video I shared with you, it would look better with one more high, ideally. But to be honest, it's in resistance. It's a corrective move as far as I can tell. Surely it could get one more high, but it's not an impulse. So for now, just to mention it again, of course, there is a breakout scenario as well. You can see the wave count highlighted there in white, which is basically a leading diagonal. This is what I would need to see filled in to believe that wave 4, the larger wave 4 correction we are likely dealing with right now, that it bottomed. And that would be here. Yeah, that wave 4 would have been there then on the 11th of December, would have bottomed there. And then the white count is this leading diagonal with wave 1 done, wave 2 done. Wave 3 must be unfolding still in the third wave, okay, because I established in the, well, we looked at it in the last video. We looked at potential Fibonacci extensions, right, for a third wave. And I explained again that even in a diagonal, in the third wave, we want to see it reach at least the at the very least the 1.236 extension. That's basically at 44.7k, but better would be the 1.38 extension to make it clearer. That's at 45,100 roughly. Now we're not even there yet, so the wave 3 ideally should push higher anyway, then a 4 and a 5, and then we can say, okay, the low was likely in. Until then, I assume, I also see that as the less likely option. Not unlikely, but it's less likely. And the yellow count, yeah, this is what I think is leading. So basically downside pressure. The yellow count means downside pressure, and it is best to assume that we will see ongoing sideways action or downside movement, in my opinion, until we see a first impulse to the upside or that 5-wave pattern. And I don't see that at this stage completed. So my view is still that it overall would look best if that C wave develops maybe in the coming days or in the coming week or so, and then we move down into this support area, at least below the low of the A wave, which is at $40,220. When can we say the C wave is unfolding? Well, it's obviously dynamic. You know, probabilities are building along the way, but basically a move below round about 41,830 would be the first good indication that the C wave to the downside has started. Yeah, I think that's probably the best indication. But we talk about a sustained break, so it would be a little lower possibly. That might differ a little bit from exchange to exchange. In the short term though, if we look at this structure and say, okay, we've got the WXY pattern in the B wave, in the Y wave we have an ABC, ideally 44.7 to 44.8k would be an ideal target. It's done what it needs to do, right? Of course, it can always turn to the downside. The trend, in my opinion, in this correction is down. What are we talking about? Maybe one more tiny high for this ABC structure. But yeah, the low could be in. But I'm still watching for potentially one more high because it just is dictated by the Fibonacci extensions. You know, talking about ideal targets for a C wave, typically the 100% extension level of the A wave, and then we talk about, yeah, 44.8k roughly, 44.7 to 44.8. 44.7 is the previous high, so I'm just watching that range. Okay, if it doesn't get it, fine. You know, it's either way, it's preferred for the price to come down. Yeah. Within this scenario, surely it could get another high, but you know, we're talking about maybe, you know, what is that? A few $100 above the last high. That's it. Looking at the microstructure, bit difficult to say what this is because of the strong consolidation or long consolidation sideways movement that we've seen here now. Best I can tell would be, and it's just a little bit speculative, that we had here a wave 1, a wave 2. This would be 1, 2, 3, 4. This is tricky now, but it would have to be probably a diagonal because I can't count. So 1, 2, yeah. Then we have here another 1, 2, 3. 4, but I can't count that as 5 because that's a 3-wave move up. So I think it counts best as diagonal, and that would be wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, possibly here the 4, and then one more high in wave 5. But it looks a bit strange. Maybe 1, 2 is down here. But again, as I said, the micro count is not so important in these diagonals, or generally in corrective structures. What's more important is look at support resistance, and until we have that impulse up, yeah, or looking at 5 waves up, right? And until we get these 5 waves, we have to expect further sideways action or down. And, you know, that's where we are. You know, Bitcoin has spent now a couple of weeks in this sideways correction. So I'm watching for other options as well. Yeah, like triangles maybe, you know, possible. Not enough waves to confirm it. See, it could also form a triangle. Then, yeah, then it would probably never see this support area. But then we need a little bit more action, a little bit more price action to do this, okay? To confirm this, because a triangle has 5 waves. I only see A, B, that's it. Need C, D, E. So it could potentially stretch out, but there are so many other patterns that could develop along the way. So let's not get ahead of ourselves and just focus on the most simple one, ABC, and I'm watching for that C wave. I'll let you know if things change or expectations. So I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.